the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, released in 1998. I Still Know, which I'll call it for short because, come on, is by all means a pretty garbage movie. Whereas the first film had rich character relationships and took itself seriously, the sequel just puts a whole bunch of goofy meatbags on an island and kills them off one by one. Which is not to say I hate this movie. It may come from having watched it so many times as a kid, but I still think I Still Know is harmless fun, thanks mostly to its tropical island setting. The isolation makes it perfect for all the slashing, an impending hurricane gives it a natural climax, and the goofy meatbags running around are played by some very enjoyable people, chief among them Jeffrey Combs and Jablinski himself, Jack Black. Flickadoo! Oh, and hey, just in case this movie's too bloody for YouTube, here's a sponsor. The Ridge Wallet is a light, sleek industrial wallet that can fit in your front pocket real nice. Even though it's slim, it can still hold up to a dozen cards, with additional room for cash. And you can get it in over 30 colors and styles, including the badass sounding burnt titanium. Best of all, because of its durability and lifetime warranty, you can buy this one wallet and have it for life. And as long as you stay away from tropical islands with fisherman killers, that can be a long time. Get 10% off a Ridge Wallet and free shipping by going to ridge.com/DMJ and use the promo code DMJ. You know, for Dead Meat James. That's ridge.com/DMJ, promo code DMJ for 10% off and free worldwide shipping and returns. Also, heads up, this movie's got a lot of flashing lights, like way too many for me to add the usual warnings. Proceed with caution as necessary. How many people can you kill on an island while Jennifer Love Hewitt screams a bunch in the rain? It's actually quite a bit. Let me show you. The movie begins in a place of worship. Julie James is here, looking as late 90s as ever, so she can confess to a priest that she killed a man last summer. Who'd you kill, Julie?
Ben Willis.
Yeah, you did. And here he is now.
I know what you did last summer.
Holy hook! And with that scream, we're back in it, folks. Best run on out that class now, Jules. We've got some teens to kill. Julie's freaking out because it's the 4th of goddamn July, as evidenced by firecrackers randomly thrown by kids on bikes. So many douchey bike kids in horror movies. That old class divide between Julie and Ray from the first movie is still a problem 1 year later. See, she doesn't want to go back to Southport for the holiday so soon after last year's incident, and would rather just stay at her university. But Ray has to work, damn it. Not everyone can just hang out in their college apartment all day, holding snacks on the bed and listening to early trip hop. Julie's friend Carla, played by Best Cinderella Brandy, wants to help Julie forget about Ray, so she drags her to a bumpin' bar blaring B-tier nu metal band Orgy. But kinda like this movie, just cause it's B-tier doesn't mean I don't like it. The ladies are joined by Carla's boyfriend Ty, played by Mekhi Phifer, who had actually just been in Brandy's music video for her Grammy-winning duet with Monica, The Boy Is Mine. The song came out the same year as this movie, and I think it was the best-selling song of '98. Thing was everywhere. Carla and Ty both want Julie to dump Ray and get with their collegiate peer, Will Benson. But Julie just thinks of Will as a friend she shares her scary dreams with.
I had another dream, Will.
The one in the shower?
No, one in church.
Oh, so they did acknowledge that last scene from the first movie and explain that it was a dream. Sorry that I said they completely ignored it. I was wrong. In any case, Julie's not interested in talking to Will right now. She's got other men on her mind, and I ain't talking about Ray. Damn, Julie, you all sorts of traumatized, huh? The next morning, at Julie's apartment, Carla abuses her friend's appliances and answers her friend's phone, where she finds a radio DJ on the other end. Mark in the morning offers her a 4th of July trip if she can name the capital of Brazil. So with the assistance of some coffee grounds, the ladies submit their answer.
Rio de Janeiro!
Oh no. Did you say Rio?
No. Yes? Yes!
You just
Yes!
won Magic 96.7.
Mark tells them they just won 4 tickets to the Bahamas, which is the perfect amount for Carla, Ty, Julie, and a copy of Jennifer Love Hewitt's one and only charting single. And Ray. Julie wants to bring Ray. She calls him at work and invites him on the trip, saying they'll have a pretty appealing itinerary full of,
Well, you know.
But Ray blows her off, ostensibly because he's mad that she didn't want to go to Southport for the weekend. But let's be real, it's for plot purposes. Doesn't make a damn lick of character sense, especially when we find out he's planning to propose to her. Hey dude, you know a great place to propose to someone? The fucking Bahamas. His co-worker Dave, played by eventual Oscar nominee John Hawkes, rightfully calls him out as a dumbass for turning the opportunity down. They decide to drive up to Cambridge so Ray can surprise Julie and go with her on the trip after all. On their way, they come across a stopped car and a body in the road. But the body is a dummy, maybe on loan from Mr. Slauson. The real body all along was Dave, who gets a hook through his mouth from the fisherman killer and pulled straight out his driver's side window. The fisherman hops into the truck and tries to run Ray down, eventually forcing his zigzagging ass to zag right off the road and tumble down a hill like Hot Rod until he lands on his head and takes a nap. He's still snoozing the next morning when it's time to leave for the trip, so Carla tells Julie to forget Ray's ass and instead accept Will Benson as their fourth Bahamas buddy. On their comfy-ass pre-9/11 flight, Will Benson experiences some travel sickness, which is mirrored by Ty on the boat to their island, while the ladies make sick Titanic references.
I'm the king of the world! King of the world!
The King of the North! Wait, as another kick-ass trip-hop song plays, this one by Estero, they arrive at their destination, a resort hotel on a remote island. Though the movie takes place in the Bahamas, they filmed it at a resort on the west coast of Mexico in the state of Jalisco. El Tecuan Marina Resort had been abandoned for 4 years after some earthquake damage, so they fixed it up enough to play the Tower Bay Resort for this film. Director Danny Cannon, who mostly writes and directs for DC shows now, said the old resort was haunted, but it sounds like the cast was more concerned about their physical conditions there.
We were wet the entire time.
The Tower Bay Resort has many employees / future victims, including a dockhand named Derek, who fakes an accent for tourists, and a pool boy, or something, named Titus, played by one Jackus Blackus. Unsurprisingly, Titus loves to get high.
Anything you guys need, Titus got.
Sorry, Titus, these guys ain't smoking up a big-ass bowl of weed.
What about the ladies, the sweet young ladies?
Nah, they out too, dude. Maybe just call Rage Cage. They get to the hotel lobby and ring the front desk bell enough times to summon hotel manager Mr. Brooks, played by Jeffrey Combs, who is of course best known as Dr. Herbert West from the Reanimator series. He's rocking a very un-Jeffrey Combs haircut here, but he's still just as delightfully snarky as ever.
Let's roll out the red carpet. Our contest winners are finally here.
He seems especially antagonistic towards Ty, don't like that, and tells them that their stay will be in the hands of the off-season staff, since storm season is about to begin.
Storm season.
Yes, it's our version of winter.
The kids are bummed about having been hoodwinked onto a stormy island, but it's not like they had to pay for this trip. All they had to do was answer one question.
Guess the capital of Brazil.
Rio, baby.
That's right.
Hotel porter Estes, played by Bill Cobbs, lets them into their honeymoon suites, which sticks Jules and Will Benson together. Not great news for Ray, who survived his roadside tumble, but just snuck out of the hospital so he can go do Ray stuff. On the island, Julie's doing Julie stuff, or at least Jennifer Love Hewitt stuff, cause that girl's singing up a storm on the bar's karaoke machine.
Everyone's a goddamn singer.
Right you are, bartender Nancy, who's played by Jennifer Esposito in a Somerset film 1 year before her breakout role in Spike Lee's Summer of Sam. Julie sings all about surviving until the lyrics get a little too spooky. And that unlikely threat, seriously, Fisherman took the time to reprogram the karaoke machine, sends Julie back to her room. But when she gets there, she finds that threatening song's liner notes. What a surprise! Okay, hold your screams there, Jen. It's just Will Benson making an awkwardly timed move on ya. She's still not into it though. Out on the dock, Derek the dockhand is turning in for the night when he's attacked. And it's a Jack Black attack! Derek's not in the mood for a nightus with Titus, so he sends him away. But then Derek gets pulled into the water. As he's climbing out, he gets killed real simply with an off-screen slash from a hook. And Titus never even sees it happen. What a tragedy. Back in North Carolina, Ray tries calling the Tower Bay Resort, but no one on the skeleton crew is there to answer. Sorry, Ray, you'll have to find a different way to do Ray stuff. Get to it! One of the resort's few staff members who's still here is house housekeeping employee Olga, but her shift's about to be shortened permanently. She turns around and falls victim to a hook swipe, but at least the killer doesn't leave her body lying around. With a hook stab, her body is cleaned up and dragged into a room from which the killer would not like to be disturbed. Carla and Ty are getting all sexy in the jacuzzi when, would you look at that, Jack Black is back. This bloke's ready for a soak and toke. Now listen, I still know, I worship at the shrine of the D. I'll take JB and KG as my two kings any day, but you're giving us a tad too much TITUS here. It's not good.
Oh, it's all good.
No, Jables, it's not. No wonder Scary Movie threw shade on his character.
What the hell's with that fat white Jamaican?
Oh, I want to kill that motherfucker.
man.
After TITUS swims away, never mind, I love him again, Ty and Carla are interrupted once more, this time by Will Benson, having been rejected by Julie. Sorry about all the blockage, Ty. Alone in her room, Julie notices her toothbrush is missing, but doesn't notice the fisherman right behind her! Oh man, does that mean we missed out on the opportunity for another Jennifer Love Hewitt scream? Nope, like life, they find a way. Derek's body is gone when she tries to get help, mirroring the unlikely crab cleanup from the first movie, and Julie gets called crazy by the staff and her friends. Although she would like to leave now, please, she's told that's not possible because of the storm. It'll be days until the next ferry arrives, and the phone lines are currently down. The storm has totally crippled this island resort, meaning the kids are straight up Jurassic Parked in this bitch. TITUS don't mind the weather though, he's just hanging out in his pool shack apartment and smoking weed from bongs that may or may not be evil. There's no ambiguity about this fisherman's alignment though. He's a bad motherfucker who hooks TITUS's hand to the table. He takes his time choosing an additional murder weapon while TITUS pleads for him not to.
No, seriously, don't do that.
Before he settles on some garden shears to finish off the skadoosh bag. I Still Know whips out one more talented character actor when Ray takes his Ray stuff to a pawn shop owned by Mark Boone Jr. Last seen on the kill count in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, getting impaled on some deer antlers in a field. FPJ tells MBJ he wants to trade his engagement ring for a snub nose. But what about the waiting period?
Not waiting.
Ha, these kids and their crimes of passion. Back on the island, the storm has really soured moods, so Ty makes some meta references while teasing Julie about the dead body he thinks she imagined.
Hey, Julie, you see any dead bodies out there? How about, Freddy or Jason or somebody?
The girls head to the hotel gym and kick a bag before they find this tropical resort's tanning bed.
Cancer in a box.
Nah, this is the safe son.
Nah, it's the cancer one. Carla leaves Julie so she can get undressed in front of an incredibly talented one-handed cam op and pop herself into the toaster with her Walkman, which, wait a minute, would at least leave tan lines and at worst, what, melt into her skin, right? But hey, how else you gonna listen to Love Roller Coaster while you fry? While she's in there, her friends roam around and start finding bodies. In the dryer, Carla discovers Olga's corpse, and after walking through the storm to the pool house, Ty and Will Benson find the remains of TITUS. The fisherman shows up at the tanning booth to add another body to the count, and he wants this one well done. He zip ties the tanning bed shut and closes the door, making this movie join Final Destination 3 in the very select subgenre of tanning bed horror. Apparently, Jennifer Love Hewitt actually passed out while filming this scene, thanks to how hot it was on set and how little she had eaten that day, worried about how she'd look in a bikini. Luckily, her mom was on set and noticed it happen. Treat your body right, folks. Julie's friends find her before long and use a dumbbell to smash apart the tanning bed, freeing her from a sweaty, ultraviolet death. They go to the hotel lobby and into Mr. Brooks's office to find him murdered with a machete in his head, his blood painting this movie's abbreviated title in perfect Your Next lettering. With no boats remaining on the docks, the four collegiates are trapped here, so might as well settle in for some quick exposition. Julie summarizes the first movie and says all this murder is the work of Ben Willis, who must have survived his unfortunate case of hand choppy. Ty thinks that's crazy, and instead says the killer must be Estes, that porter played by Bill Cobbs, which means it's crowbar and Cobbs time. They go to Estes's, shack, I guess, where they find some of their missing belongings, including Julie's toothbrush. There was a scene earlier of Estes burning it, but I didn't know when to mention that this movie has a voodoo subplot. So, you know, here that is. And here's some more Ray stuff. Ray's riding a bus and taking some pills, earning himself some geriatric judgment. Classic Ray stuff. Jules and co get back to the lobby, and even though the hotel's lights go off, that doesn't stop Julie from going to look at this awesome giant globe.
Brasilia.
Oh hey Estes, he's here to tell them that they fucked up. Brasilia is the capital of Brazil, not Rio. So their whole damn trip was a sham from the get-go.
Sorry, wrong answer. We lose.
Oh, and his voodoo stuff? He was casting protective spells, you fools. Ever heard of him? Julie says Ben Willis must have purchased the airplane tickets and resort rooms for them somehow. And when she mentions Ben's name, Estes reveals that he knows the guy.
Used to work here at the hotel.
Estes has actually seen Ben Willis hanging out in the woods lately, and he's happy to take them there. But first, we need some more Ray stuff. Ray's obtaining a boat by any rays necessary, even if it takes a ray gun. Though he probably wouldn't actually use it on this dude, the ray bluff works for Ray enough to continue his ray stuff, and now he's on a boat headed towards the island. Boy, all these scenes without any of the other principal cast? This movie probably sucked for Freddie Prinze Jr. to shoot. As Estes leads the kids out to the woods, we get some extremely unnecessary Ben Willis backstory about how he murdered his wife in the hotel's honeymoon suite?
Eventually they found the body. Pieces of it at least.
What the fuck? Ben Willis was an angry father who killed his daughter's fiance out of rage. Now you're saying he was also a wife murderer who dealt in dismemberment? His wife's grave is here on the island, next to his daughter Susie's, and a third one that's open and labeled for Julie James. Death date today. What you gonna do about that, Jules?
If you want me bad, come and get me. I'm right here.
Oh, just a wetter rendition of your Predator stance from the first movie. Got it. Estes disappears suddenly, so Will Benson runs off to find him while the others head back to the hotel. When Will Benson catches up to Estes, he finds him next to a boat with a paddle. And a paddling to the face! In the hotel, Ty leads the ladies into a pantry so he can get food, which is seriously a plot beat in this script.
Stop trying to act like you ain't hungry.
There, they find Nancy the bartender, who's just a tiny bit on edge right now. Looks like nobody's having a good time here, especially Ty.
I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm fucking horny, and personally I haven't seen one goddamn psycho killer.
And you got a hook in your neck. No idea how the killer apparated right behind Ty, or why he's pulling him so far up into that range hood. But yeah, I guess Ty wins for having the worst time right now. The slicker-clad killer chases the trio of living ladies through the resort until they escape up a ladder into the attic. This attic has a giant two-way/one-way mirror above Julie's bed. And after Ben punches his way upstairs to join them, it's through that mirror that he and Carla fall. Carla narrowly escapes his hook swipes a couple of times, but ultimately ends this chase by falling back-asswards through a greenhouse. I guess it beats getting stabbed, ? Carla comes to and finds herself separated from Jules and Nancy by a locked door. And don't look now, but the Birdman is here! Oh no, not the Birdman! Julie uses an axe to save her friend, and they get away once again. Damn, fisherman, you kinda suck at this, dude. After a storm shelter detour, wherein they find a bunch of bodies, the girls reunite with Will Benson. He says he escaped Estes after the porter attacked him, but Julie can't find a wound on Will's body. What's up with that, guy?
It's not my blood, Julie.
What? Whoa, Will Benson's a bad guy! And was also the voice of Mark in the Morning, who gave them these bogus tickets.
Come on, Julie, what's your favorite radio station?
As part of his bad guying, Will Benson stabbed Estes through the back with a fire poker. Damn it, Will Benson, now who's gonna guard the American Museum of Natural History? Probably not the fisherman. He only cares about killing, no matter how much he kinda sucks at it. He proves he's not awful at his job when he walks over to Nancy, who's stuck under Estes' body, and brings down the fire poker to impale it through her body as well. As for Carla, Fisherman swipes at her and knocks her through a glass display case. And then the writers forget about her character for a while. Will Benson drags Julie through the rain all the way back to that cemetery, where he reveals what's in a name.
You'll get it? Will Benson? Ben's son.
Yeah, Will's here to explain his shitty name pun and talk about his favorite soup.
Hi, Dad.
His dad is also here, revealing that this movie's had two killers, Ben Willis and Will Benson, Ben Willis's son who had been willing to help his dad. Before they can kill Julie though, all that Ray stuff finally pays off when he shows up ready to shoot Ben Willis. Too bad the gun doesn't fire for some reason. A couple of scuffles get going. I mean, you know how it is when you're in a cemetery in the rain. Until eventually, Will gets the better of Ray. He sets up a kill for his pops, but Ray gets out of the way and causes Will to get hooked instead. You know what they say, Will and Ben, live by the hook, die by the hook. And there's no getting off it. Ben becomes a mad dad, but then gets shot by a very angry Julie.
Just fucking die!
She shoots Ben Willis to death, and he dies in his grave, getting buried by rain and mud. Hey, at least his family won't have to pay for a funeral. Oh, wait, his family's all dead. Point still stands. The next morning, the Coast Guard arrives to save Ray and Julie, and also Carla, who's written back into the story real fast. Ain't no one killing off Moesha. Sometime later, Julie and Ray have bought a house, and their lives are just swell. They've got big floofy comforters, fuzzy wuzzy bears, and a bona fide Sonicare toothbrush.
I love this thing.
But do you love muddy footprints in your house? Or teddy bears that move on their own? Or guys under your bed? Got your feet! But I'm not counting that as a kill, because it was probably just another one of Julie's crazy dreams. Let's see how many real kills there were, and... Wait, how long's this been here? Who sent this? Ten people died in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and with 8 guys and only 2 women, that's a big ol' 4-to-1 ratio of dudes. With a runtime of 101 minutes, that left us with a kill on average about every 10 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Dave, that first guy who died. Love a good hook through the mouth, and pulling him out of a car window was something extra. Dull machete for lamest kill will go to Derek the Dockhand, who got slashed off screen. And that's it. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer came out in 1998, 1 year after the release of the original. It wouldn't be until 2006 that a third movie got made, but that one was direct-to-video, and certainly did not star Jennifer Love Hewitt. I'll look at that steaming pile of shit next week, but until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this week's Kill Count. I want to thank some patrons like Andrew Littrell, Brandon Hirschberger, Riley McKellar, Majora Valentine, Justin Cole, Chad Austin Moore, and Can't Hide from Horror. For those of you who like it when I don't like the movie, get ready for next week. Pretty sure I will never dunk a movie as hard as this one. Tune in to watch. Thanks everyone. Be good people.